Looks like the indictments, if there's any, will not necessarily be for collusion.
Right. And so then you start to get, what is scope, right? The Manafort has already, I think, filed a lawsuit saying, what you went after me for is beyond the scope of the investigation, what you're supposed to be looking at. You just ancillary found these things, right? And this is not what you're supposed to be looking at, and therefore you shouldn't be able to try. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know where that would stand legally, but I do think that, the American people, the court of public opinion, is going to start being, is not for, casting all over the world to try to find some technicality to charge Trump with. I think, either you can prove he dealt with the Russians on this or you can't.
Okay. And Zed, do you think that the case for collusion is pretty much over? Trump is going to be in the clear for that particular?
Well, I don't think we can say decisively until the investigation is completely over. But I do think the fact that they're charging people for things that are not necessarily related to activities with Russia is a sign that perhaps they were under a lot of pressure to investigate these folks, to bring some sort of charges. And that might actually be why President Trump is so defensive about the investigation. It may have nothing to do with Russia. He just doesn't like people looking into his finances, into his dealings. He has a lot of dealings across the world. That may be why he's so defensive about it. It may have nothing to do with Russia. But, I think we can't conclusively say until the investigation is closed. I do think the fact that they charged these 13 individuals for fairly minor things relative to what it could have been, in terms of collusion, is a sign that maybe they hadn't necessarily found the material to do something like that.